Last meeting.
Last one for what?
Yeah. Sure.
No, we got.
Huh? One more. Oh, heck yeah. Second.
Next one. All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting of the board of directors to order, May 17/2025. Start with roll call. Brandon Edgar. Here. Jack Musgrove.
Here.
William Osboss here. Casey Easton. Here. And Mike Ryder. Here. We have all the board present. We have quorum. And we'll do the reading of the minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion to wait. Read the minutes.
Entertained motion. We got a second. We got a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? All right, so we'll wait for reading of the minutes and goes to the treasurer's report. Today in the general fund, we have $175,186.83. In the road fund, $23,920.13.
Go ahead.
Should this be audio recorded?
You just can't video this one.
Okay. For last month, we brought in $15,883. Of that, there was about $2,500 worth of back dues we got in, and also an additional about $2,000 in just late fees of the people that we got from their back dues. So $4,500 just for back due late fees in that. So we're still at $62,102 total for the year at the end of April, what we brought in. The only thing added in what considered normal of our expenses of usual electric, internet, water, FOLIO, was one of the lots we had gotten back. We didn't see that they owed taxes on it. So it was property taxes, a total of $347. But it was gonna go up for county auction, so I got that paid. Other than that, it was typical things, all of our normal. And then the only thing additional to as well is with starting to get the pool open, we paid $960 to the pool to get some of the stuff opening, which William has told me there's gonna be another like $600-700. But that was for some parts that were broke fixed as well. Otherwise, everything else is still into normal. Still for the month, positive 10,000. For the year, we're positive 48,000 for what we brought in compared. Given everything it's always important to note out everything we bring in this year is for next year, not this year anyway. So even at the same time, people like looking at this report and going, "Oh, we're positive or negative." You actually should be looking at it compared to last year's income dues because those cover this. But that's another story for another day. Road and repairs brought in $2,400 in dues. We brought in $9,800 for the year so far, so, which adds up about to normal. That'd be it for the report itself.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to accept the report.
Second.
Aye. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, report accepted as printed.
And last chance for anyone to offer a bid. No one
Last
here.
chance.
No one here. Okay, we did have one bid for lot A327. That was the one we had for, I think we changed to 500 last meeting.
Yeah, nobody bid on it.
No, that's the one I've got a bid in.
It's gone down here.
Yeah, no one's bid on it. C, board, I, Robert Dale Steele, bid up to $2,000 on lot A327.
Sold.
Sold. Okay.
Robert Bell Steel.
Yep.
And that's the one we dropped to 500
Yes.
and you paid 2,000?
Yes.
Sweet.
Okay.
I guess we didn't need to drop it.
Good job, salesman.
Whoever was in
Deal.
charge of that. I have something to suggest, just because I've seen this happen on like a few months ago. If he doesn't pay that and decides not to pay it because nobody else bid on it, and then he wants to try to bid on it next time, a motion that we make that a thing that we don't do anymore. Because that happened like a few months ago, somebody bid 2,000 on a lot and nobody else bid, and then they rescinded their offer, didn't pay it. Next month they bid 1,000 and they got all those lots.
That didn't happen here.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the one that bid on them, he bought other properties. The only bid we've had.
It was, I mean, I can look at the minutes, the same dude's name, same thing, for sure, didn't pay it. Like,
May have been
I'm
something,
not making
it
up.
may have been something years past, like I said,
No,
I had
I mean,
to.
it was, I was on the board and it was like, it was last year.
Well,
It was-
hold on, regardless. Whether the thing happened or not, the way the law is that you're wanting to change is,
And that's purely up to us anyway.
okay, but I'm just trying to get my bearing here. What you're proposing is, right now, there is an opening, they won the bid, we're wanting to lock that up to once they won the bid, they won the damn bid, right?
Well,
No,
it's
that's
stupid.
No, no,
No.
what
Okay,
had
here's what I'm trying to say.
Since
I'll
I've been on-
re-say it again,
I know
because it seems like it's not clear. So, no, you're cool, but I'm not clear, obviously. So, if this guy rescinds his offer, he can't bid on it next month and try to get it for $1,000,
Yeah,
because this happened.
it has not happened since I've been on the board.
Regardless of whether it's happened or hasn't happened, does the law allow for what he is suggesting to happen?
There's really
There's no law.
There's nothing in there.
So,
It's
all right,
purely up to us to
then
decide.
what he is proposing,
It's a,
that can happen hypothetically?
yes, no, that absolutely could,
So,
someone could
all
try
right,
and do that, and I agree.
let's shore up this hypothetical situation.
Yeah, I'm
That's
on,
what you're suggesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's not hypothetical, I'm not sure.
Let's not get hung up on whether it's
I
hypothetical.
mean, I wouldn't make this up.
But I believe you,
But-
but just to move things forward.
Do you wanna do like a 90-day, can't bid again for 90 days?
No,
Or
just,
just-
if your bid
like-
is binding.
Yeah.
Well,
because
they can-
I just see a pattern if that happens, you know, it hasn't happened twice, but it did happen.
Well, but we can't.
I agree with whether it has or hasn't
no,
happened.
I know what
don't.
he's saying, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, and the theory of it is just, we don't wanna take a chance.
But we can't make a, like, if they bid on the lot, there's no contract, so we can't say, you
Cause
owe us
we,
$2,000.
cause
you
we
have
tell,
to pay.
we tell them they have 3 days.
We have to, like.
They have 3
penalize
days to
them
pay
in
us,
a way.
if they don't pay us in 3
I honestly would
days.
like to just we do away with the silent bidding anyways, we would get more money if people were bidding and paying more money and saying $5,000, $6,000, we would get more money if we did that anyways. If we just did an auction
Like an
for it,
auction.
like and people would show up for it too.
Do a
But-
cookout
uh,
auction.
Sure, or just do the
Or
meeting.
any meeting.
Yeah,
that-
he
it's
said
like,
we
you would get more money that way, and like the whole anonymity thing, I'm like, the reason why we don't do that is because somebody doesn't wanna know. I've never seen that person show up to any of these or buy anything, you know, it's always some new person or somebody that already lives here,
Well, but yeah.
and it has a neighboring property or
The
something.
anonymity thing was because there was issues in the past where
Something of that.
buddies were getting lots or, you know.
Whatever.
Sure, well, that hides it for him, that hides it for him,
But-
Since-
that
since-
helps that.
It went
Since
to-
I've been on the board, the only ones that have been bought have been people that don't even live here.
That's what I'm
All
saying,
the ones, they all
But
live,
the whole
literally all
argument
ones
for
that-
silent bid was to like protect somebody, and it's like, if
But
anything, you're protecting some bad acting.
So-
by
Well,
doing
no,
that.
the reason they did the silent bids before is because supposedly they weren't even putting them in an auction style. They were just posting, oh, we have for sale, and then they were just selling it to whoever.
Sure.
It wasn't done in a public manner where people could see, okay, here's a copy of all the bids, and when those bids came in, so they switched to the
And
silent.
then we're doing that, and then also people make payments on it,
So,
when they
so
couldn't
the
even
whole,
buy it.
the whole
I
situation
never,
with that
in the past,
was,
were they?
they were doing it like Brandon said, they were putting it up as, this
Yeah.
is for sale. And what had happened was, and this is what I was told, I don't know to be fact. or
I've had to
whatever,
tell people
But this
exactly
is why
why
it
we
went
don't
to
allow it.
silent bid, was because
The
somebody
basis of it, yes, absolutely.
wanted to buy a lot, and people on the board were like, yeah, we don't want to
So,
Yeah.
they tell their buddy,
So they
their buddy come
transferred
and
it
pay
to somebody else
Sure.
to solve it for
Yeah,
them.
there's all kinds
well,
of.
they
Just
were-
to eliminate that.
Yeah.
They weren't even transferring, they were just calling their buddy and saying, hey, so-and-so's trying, he's putting a bid on it.
Yeah.
So their buddy would go, I'll give $500 more just so he can.
So-
If you do a
Right.
blind bid,
Yeah.
then the bid gets opened at a board meeting or
Yeah,
out.
or,
anyway.
now, if
Yeah.
you do it the other
If we
way,
do
where
an
you just
open
do it.
auction, it's straight up, and like, there's all accountability there.
Yeah, and there's nothing-
like, then you can be like, okay, pay, like, they can write a check right
Yeah,
there or
if you
something.
don't want someone to
There's no,
buy
like,
it, you're
There's
choosing
no
to
backing
pay.
out, there's no backing out.
Pay
Yeah.
right bid,
Yeah.
and you can announce it right then.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
and everyone
what you want
sees
to
who's
do.
bidding against each other,
Exactly.
so there's no, it's not on us.
Yeah, we would
And I don't,
we
I don't
would
have
get
an
more
issue with
money
that.
too, we would get more money out of it.
Then, just hypothetical motion to, put the auctions on
Live
quarterly,
auction, yeah.
the quarterly
Well, no, just
public-
every board meeting.
We
every
could
board
still, we
meeting.
could still say we're not having
Live auction.
a members meeting, but
But-
we are having a live auction
Right.
at this meeting, so
Yeah.
whoever shows, and we still have our minimum start bid.
I'm open to either, I
I
think we.
motion to do that.
Okay. I'll second that, that's fine.
Okay.
You want me to?
So we got a second.
So, you're motioning to start opening up bids,
It's live auctions.
live auctions
At every board of
at-
directors meeting.
yeah, at every meeting.
Before or after?
After.
Okay.
Do it after?
Yeah, do it after, then they can.
After.
they can-
Do it as like
Yeah.
a closing
That way it
minutes.
gives you time, oh shit, the board meeting's at,
Yeah.
3:00. Dang, it's
Okay.
3:10.
How's, well, and how's, it- we have our board meeting and then our HOA meeting.
Well, no, he's saying,
No,
but even
I'm
like
saying
today,
board
we
meeting,
know
like
it's
like
like,
even today.
I know,
Like even today.
but on the
On
quarter
that
when
one-
we do have.
It would be
During
between
the
the
board, it'll still be during the board meeting.
at the very, basically it's the last thing of the board.
As
meeting.
long as we got that figured out.
The end of the board, all right, so,
You motioned it, he seconded it,
all in favor?
Yeah.
uh,
All opposed? All right, so we'll start going to live auction on properties that we own.
Sweet.
Let's throw something in there, some sort of stipulation. There needs to be some sort of onus on us to put it out in some
Yes.
public manner.
So it's our
Yeah.
like our rules set up to do that stuff, so that's something we need to do,
Well,
right?
I'd
I'll do
say-
it on the sign. Yeah, I'll do it.
and
I'll do
then
it.
we can also send out the emails.
But we need to write a, okay, we're gonna start doing live auctions, this is this, the rules. You pay at the auction, just like you do a county auction, and just put it all out there, so people walking in the door know if you're gonna bid $3,000 on this lot, you better have $3,000.
Yeah,
And
what I'll put on the sign,
fact,
I'll put the date of the board meeting, and then I'll put live auction, chtnkillerharbor.com, so that way they can see all the rules and we don't have to use
That-
letters for every
yes.
single little part of that.
I would just suggest, just as a suggestion, the only thing really on us is whether we do or don't have auctions going on.
Right.
And like, hey, we have auction, no, you can go find, we will have like details here or whatever, I mean,
Yeah,
but that's not, we don't, let's not lock ourselves into putting all the damn details out
Mhm.
Well, I
in a
mean,
public
just-
setting, just, we have
Here's the-
auctions, come,
every board
Yeah.
meeting.
like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Dates posted on, like you said, dates on the sign, just put all info, just put live auction at board of directors meetings, visit website for information.
Details.
It's just kind of whatever comes up as far as a post, before we post it, just run it through everybody.
Yeah.
Sure we'll be able to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna post it on the sign out there, and then if anybody wants to mention it on Facebook or do anything like that.
Right.
Cool.
All right, that'll work, so that's what we'll
Cool.
do. Bill and treasury report, okay, pools, so we're scheduled to open the pool on the 24th. Did have to have some more work done. We got the remainder of the chemicals that we need for the year purchased, so we've got enough chalk, chlorine, all the other chemicals that we need. So we had already paid $960.88 for the initial opening. And then they came back and added some plumbing work and the chemicals and stuff like that. We had to pay another $726.06. So all those bills are paid, the pool's paid up, ready to go. We got just a little bit of cleaning to do on it, and we're setting open, so.
Can I give you the update on that, so it's at the board?
Yeah.
Lot. I did order, we said last meeting to order the gate, the keypad. I ordered it, and I guess they sent an email where I had to speak to them, confirm, even though they emailed me saying, hey, we need to call you. I told them, I can't get on the phone right now. I'm like, but I do need the part, please send it. Otherwise, call me after this time. I never got a call, or they called for some 1-800 number that came up as spam, so they canceled the order. So we may not have that locked for more weekend opening, but I'll reorder that.
Can we, in the meantime, it doesn't matter to me, but, the lockbox key thing, can we just use that for temporarily, or do we not wanna do that just because we're worried somebody's gonna leave the gate open for the first couple weeks or whatever? I don't care, I'm probably not gonna be able to use it at all myself, but I was just wondering
Well,
if we should,
I
or what
figured-
the plan is for that meeting.
Regardless, I'll lock the gate, because my work schedule now, I leave out of here in the morning, I'm gonna do a chemical check
Uh-huh.
on my way to work and unlock the gate, so
Okay.
we can't lock that keypad lock down So it could be used 24 hours a day if somebody wanted to.
Uh-huh.
I'm still gonna use the chain lock on it.
Oh,
So
okay.
at nighttime,
Yeah,
I'll go out
yeah.
and
Yeah,
chain
no,
lock on.
okay, cool, yeah,
That
I was
way,
just wondering.
that way you're in jump the fence to get in, which isn't impossible, but it is.
It hurts.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that, the pool lock on that, I did get 4 volunteers today, 3
Oh, nice.
volunteers to, help keep up on stuff. I went through, checking chemicals with them today, vacuuming, things that they need to do when they come up here. So, between the 4 of us, I think we'll come up with a pretty good schedule for, you know, who's gonna check chemicals. The Board of Health rule was we check them every 2 hours, before. I don't know that we necessarily need to go that far, but we're gonna check them 4 times a day. So somebody's gonna come up and do chemical check 4 times a day. I do have,
Sorry.
was it six more no lifeguard on duty, swim here on risk signs that, they should be sitting in the house now. I'm gonna put one on the front fence right by the gate where you go in. Spread 2 out on the long side fence and 1 on the back, so if it's just more posted.
Totally posted, there's no
No,
question.
no lifeguard on duty, there's no question that you're swimming at your own risk, to eliminate our liability. And then, said pool hours are gonna be daylight to dark.
Have you happened to call the Doug guy, because I know he wanted to start more like Friday.
No, I haven't called him, I figured he was just.
I talked to him about the
Yeah, I
prices, we did talk to him, because he was getting charged $75 a month, a day last year. We were having the debate of like trying to charge him, we're like, you know what, we can try to go up, but like, you know, we don't wanna overcharge and then lose him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, maybe we charge $125, and I'm like, going $50 a day might be steep, let's try 100. And
Keep
he was,
everybody happy.
he was happy, and he was honest though, he was like, I don't really have a choice, I'm dead without you guys. But we're like,
What days did they do that?
he will have
Fridays and Saturdays.
every Friday, Saturday, is it?
And the way they did before, we can still use the pool, they just get the deep end.
Oh, okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
People can still come and get the shallow end, and, they're here early in the morning and leave by, I think, 11, something like that. They're
Yeah,
done.
you might call him and get a final.
Yeah, so but we did up them to $100 to use instead of, 75. It was 2 years ago, we went up from 50 to 75.
Yeah, that's, I was looking back and saw, it was like
So
50.
We brought them up another.
Is it just 100 if they use it, or is it 100 for each day, no matter what?
Each day they use it.
They're here, okay.
Because there's even times where it's like last year, towards the end of the year, when the chemicals weren't right, they couldn't use
They
it.
weren't using
He'd already paid, so he just moved it to another day.
That's cool.
I made an agreement with him that, look, I owe you a weekend.
Yeah, sure.
So he would just schedule a later weekend and did it that way.
Did you, I know you said you got all the lists for when we're supposed to shock, when we're supposed to do each type of chemical
Yeah,
better, so we have it, have you written that down in like
it's,
a document?
yeah, I actually, Harther Pool, because they did a pool school before, and they gave all documentation, but don't know where the documentation went. They found it all, got it to me. So there's, instructions on how you're supposed to do the pump. I did not know that when you turn that pump handle, the pump's gotta be off, of course. When you turn that pump handle, you only go clockwise. You never go counterclockwise. I didn't know that. So I guess that's what wears out that spider, gasket in the bottom.
It just finds it.
So always pump off, always turn counterclockwise. The pool schedule's gonna
Turn
stay.
clockwise or counterclockwise?
Always turn clockwise.
Clockwise.
Yeah.
The pool schedule's gonna stay the same, so, it's always gonna be closed on Monday unless it's a holiday weekend.
There's a big day you have to
Sunday,
shock. Do a big shock.
Sunday night, we're gonna shock it every weekend.
Right, right,
Sunday shock it, Monday come in, clean vacuum.
right, right.
Do all that stuff.
Cool.
And then,
Those,
also,
are those laminated by chance?
they're, the signs, they're metal.
No, all the information.
They're in,
Sleeves.
yeah, sleeves.
Okay, I would say
Binder sleeves.
if not, we can check and get them laminated.
And then also on the let's see, pool open the 23rd.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, so the pool open on the 23rd, on the 24th. I'm gonna do a cookout up there.
Okay.
When?
Are we gonna shock it? We're probably not gonna shock it that Sunday night, though. Right?
No, yeah, we're shocking that Sunday. 'Cause it'll be open that Monday, Memorial Day.
Right, right.
So we'll have to, push the shop.
Push it to Monday night.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna do, hamburgers, hot dogs,
Cookout on Monday?
the 24th, Saturday the 24th.
That's right, yeah, we put that in there
Do
already.
hamburgers, hot dogs,
Can we drink here yet?
Snow
Have we
cones.
figured that one out yet?
inside the pool fence, no.
Everywhere
Put it in
else is
common
fine.
areas.
Control your alcohol.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
I'm not gonna sit here and argue with nobody,
Yeah.
but there ain't no need for a vague answer. I mean, can we or can't we drink?
In the pool, it all lists down to is, it's,
Can't do the pool.
it's
Not
We're
in the
just talking
pool.
about the park.
in the park.
In here, pool park, community center.
He's saying like if he rented this out to use it for something, can they drink it here?
I think it's fine as long as it's an adult.
I think the only thing we need to do is,
It's fine until it isn't.
I think what we need to do is before that is just get something, get sign that says,
No underage drinking.
no under drinking, no alcohol, any alcohol use, not liable. So it's that type of thing, so, it's that same thing, it's the
Or
people,
just beer. How about this? How about-
I think it's one is, it's, you just have to put, you put the not liable for
Yeah.
alcohol consumption. That way, if anything ever happens, it's that same warning that the pool sign has where it says no alcohol. Well, if someone's using it, we're not liable. Doesn't matter what happens, the second they use it, we're not liable.
And the board sets the rules for the community, though, is it?
Yeah,
I've never,
as long as we have a sign.
I can't say I've ever agreed with, I mean, of course, you're not gonna have alcohol in the kiddie play area, but, for it to be against the rules for somebody to bring their family out and the kids play in the park, and you use one of those grills over there and have alcohol or have a beer, I don't
yeah.
see a problem with that.
Or-
I don't see a problem.
Yeah, to me, it's just, you gotta treat people like adults and hope that they're gonna do the right thing, even though whenever you know they're not.
And if they
Uh,
don't,
If you
and
go to
just-
Chili's and have a pitcher of beer, you should be able to have a pitcher of beer out here too.
Yeah.
if they don't, you got Cherokee County Sheriff.
Right?
I mean, I don't know,
Donald.
I'm sure but if it's something they don't want to get involved in.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Cherokee
Yeah,
County
And-
Sheriff.
if
and-
it starts to
and-
get crazy, you can always run it back.
Yeah, I'm not trying to create an environment for drunks to run wild.
Well, and the thing is, if you be honest with yourself, like the annual meeting, and all the people in here with their cooler cups,
Probably,
you
yeah.
tell me there's no alcohol,
Yeah.
I promise you, they just came off the lake, there probably
Yeah, sure.
is. And, those haven't been out of control for quite some time, so,
Yeah.
big meetings like that, so,
Oh,
You got anything else for pools?
sorry.
No, sorry.
Pools and parks,
Yeah,
it's
They need to
fair
move
play.
it along.
Yeah, just hamburgers, hot dogs, snow cones, and mocktails for the kids.
Okay.
So,
Did you have something else?
that's it on tools. So let's go to roads.
Roads, well, y'all know, I put down some rock. I got 3 loads. I'm not sure if I'm gonna spread them or just leave them there for a little while until decide about that. If we wanna tackle that culvert at some point. I don't know, I can flip a coin either way. I'm not gonna do it, that's all. I'm not gonna sit on a hammer hole and beat my neck to death. But anyway, that's where that is. And I rented a landscaper. Now, like on that culvert, I don't know if I told everybody, just to get the culvert to go across that road, it'd be 30-something foot. And by the time you buy the culvert, have it brought here, we're just shy of $2,000. And they had to rent whatever, and I'm gonna get prices on what it would cost us to rent it, like a hammer hoe versus what Steve wanted to do. I'm just trying to avoid that a little bit.
I have a suggestion, I didn't think about that, but I know, I was talking with my dad about it, but right in front of his place, it's on a main road, so it's a county road. There's a hole in the culvert, it's about this big, and it could take out a tire easily, but definitely somebody walking can step in it.
Is it on Forest or?
It's on Hendricks and
Hendricks
Forest,
and Forest.
right there at the corner of it. And he wanted to talk to them about seeing if they'd come and take that out and replace it. And they're gonna have to bring that kind of equipment to do that. So maybe we could talk to them about, hey, this needs to definitely be repaired, this is on you. What can we get you guys to do that for too, on that other one?
Yeah, I can check. I was wanting to, had got down there this week, but I don't know what happened with us. I was gonna try to sweet talk them into spreading all this gravel, but we just had too much going on. So,
Right.
but if anybody talks to them, if they see them out here, don't hesitate to ask. And I'm gonna make it a point to get down there and ask them. You're right, maybe they,
If they're already gonna be out here to do that, I don't know if they'll do it for sure, but I mean, that's their responsibility, and it
10
looks
ones
like a
here, they will.
liability right there
Right.
too. I mean, it's like that big.
Oh,
You
look at
you
that.
said you got 3 loads, is that right?
3 loads in our.
it's just sitting there.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're just piled at the bottom of rifle
Oh,
barrel.
so that's not 3 loads total.
No, no, you go around it, it's, yeah,
That one brought it.
yeah, we bought, 17 on.
Oh, 17, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
got, like I said, most all the roads, I spread them on down Burnt Cabin, Rifle Barrel, got 2 loads on Rifle Barrel. I did not realize how bad Rifle Barrel was starting to get going down that
Wow,
hill.
yeah.
It was washed. But then, over here on whatever, Crest, whatever, that, I got that going down that hill, looks pretty good.
Oh, I've got something, I can bring it up now or put it in old business, but we were talking last meeting about, can we hold the, water company liable for their culverts and all that stuff?
I have reached out to them, they have not gotten back
Well,
with me.
I talked to the attorney, is what I was gonna tell you.
Okay.
I talked to, because that was the thing, is that Brandon asked if I could talk to the attorney about this. And I talked to the attorney said, 1, yes, we can hold them accountable to that, and 2, we can also charge them dues until they can produce a contract saying otherwise, that we can do both. And then we have total,
Is there,
like, they owe us dues, and they owe us,
They,
and
no
they
matter
have to fix
what-
that stuff until they can prove otherwise.
Which,
That's what the
I
attorney
don't,
said.
here's my own thing, there's no way there's a contract for that.
Well, I know they wouldn't produce it already,
Well-
but
well,
we can go ahead and start
even-
charging.
Well, I talked to them about the only contract they have is their purchasing it of the last water company. There is no contract between them and us directly, but there's, at the end of the day, if those lots are registered with the county under this POA, they owe dues.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what the,
And in fact,
that's what
we
they
know
said.
it
The
doesn't
attorney
matter.
said.
The reality is, based on what our bylaws say, just, partially
It's
personal
not
opinion,
much,
but
it'd be $200.
based, well, they don't for a lot of
Oh,
years.
back dues.
Well, we wanna be real careful
Yeah,
on.
I would think we want to at
let's
least
just-
charge them
let's-
what
yes.
they owe right now, but like,
Yeah.
Just start that
We could put-
going and
yeah,
I would
go from
just
but
kinda
the one
not
is,
even.
even if there's
not
a
worry about
contract,
it
even
before,
if they,
yeah, 'cause that, yeah.
here's the only, even if
They
there's a
weren't going
contract
for it.
saying
Let-
they
if
don't
we
owe
can get
dues,
some money in,
our
without
bylaws
fight,
say you can't waive
let's
dues,
do it.
which means
Yeah.
any contract saying they wouldn't owe dues is
My
invalid.
only question about that is, well, not about the contract, we definitely have to see that anyways, but,
Yeah.
if we never sent them a bill of any sorts, and I know we do that with that folio, but if we haven't been sending them a bill for that folio or through anything else, they might be able to get out of prior,
Back.
but we can definitely say,
This year's still
hey,
valid.
you owe us dues, and you also have to get your stuff done.
Towards not damaging the community.
Now, the other one you have to laugh too is though, then they technically have to do architectural control to build like a fence.
That's fine, yeah, I mean, they holler at your boy.
Yeah, and I'll check, like I said, let me see where my point of contact is, cause it's up in the management down there at USW, and I don't wanna,
Okay, yeah, I just
Let me
wanted
see
to
what that
relay
raise.
that, though, that's what the attorney
God.
said.
yeah, and
How
what,
much is that water raise you're proposing?
yeah, and what we can do, and I
can't
asked for
approve
them
that fence
to
for you.
replace their culverts and fix that road. and
Oh,
see
you
at
need
least I
that
can do,
OSHA.
but we can fall back on,
fine.
on that.
Okay.
What else was it? That's all I got.
Yeah, cause at the end of the day, if they try to tell us no, but if they don't address it, we keep sending bills for failure to fix their ditch, then you just turn into like eventually you file a lien on their business. It's a-
Hey,
We get it
we
back,
might end
yeah,
up-
we might get it
We
back.
really might get the water company in that manner, which is funny, cause you can file foreclosure, once they owe over like
Yeah.
$400, you can file foreclosure. Oh my God.
One alibi on
Okay,
that.
so, yeah,
I
anyway,
do
that's
have,
the
we
thing.
have a contract, and I have it there at the house, they sent it to us,
Uh-huh.
and, that is pretty vague.
Uh-huh.
But I'll get it, I'll have to dig it out.
Okay, yeah, send it to me, next time that basically I've got it worked out with the attorney, like, when we get a bundle of questions that we need answered, we'll go to him that way, and I gave him $1,000 right now, and if it all, I say, okay, we're done, then he's gonna take the money out of that, and whatever we owe, we pay, but right now, it wouldn't be that much, but that's gonna be cheaper than, if you call right now and just do a phone call, every phone call is gonna be a 1 hour charge.
Yeah,
You know
no matter
I mean?
what,
So-
but if you can
and
have 10
that's
questions.
$350 an hour.
Same one we had or different?
No, different.
Different.
Okay, yeah.
but it was more really, the one we had wanted a $5,000 retainer.
Yeah.
And then you had to pay every time also.
Yeah.
This is like $1,000,
It's kind
it's
of
a
a
trust
deal.
thing. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is, but they put it into a trust and then we just go from there.
That way, if you
So
don't,
if
if
we
you don't
get,
use it,
if we get 3 or 4 questions or something where it makes it worth it for us to go and ask them, well, we can just do that way.
when you talked to him last time, did you get anything on the foreclosures?
Yeah, I got information on that too. I was gonna talk about, I just brought that up for the roads thing.
Go.
But yeah, I got lots of good information on that, on how to do that stuff, like the stuff that I can do myself still, that we can mess with. Now, as far as, what you talking about in a minute, 'cause it's not relevant to this.
Yeah.
Security. Security's not allowed to report at this point. Do you have anything impressive or you'd like to? Good.
Hey, actually, one thing, total brain fart, total failure on my part, so, did we pass on or get security cameras?
I don't think we did. Okay, yeah.
It never, because we didn't have an official meeting,
We
we
didn't
were
have-
trying to ask people opinion, but having people
No
opinion.
business under security.
All right, so going to architectural.
All right, I'm a little behind on getting with the guys from the community. Like, I have numbers and whatnot, but with everything that went on last week and all that stuff, I was planning on doing that last week. I'm just a little bit behind on that. As far as the other stuff goes with the, let me see here, what I've got for the attorney said. So, yeah, like that one where we've got a judgment on that guy, and I was trying to figure out, can we garnish his wages, or how are we gonna do that and stuff. He gave me like 3 other methods that we could go about where, I can basically file a renewal of judgment in the county he lives in, and that will put those liens straight onto any of his other properties too. And then also, we can, do an order, for him to appear in court and with a list of his assets, so then if we wanna try to go after any of that stuff too. And then a service, interrogatory order, which those are all different things that he told me that we can do, and so I've got that stuff listed out, and, I'm gonna look a little bit more into that. I did wanna ask, just to make it easier, I know I've been going and like, spending money out of pocket, and then you guys are having to write checks, I was gonna see if it'd be easier if I could get a card or like, something to where I'm not gonna go buying nothing without any approval anyways, but just so that way it'll make it easier to file stuff in the county or whatever. Is that a problem, or what do you think?
Are you wanting another card or just access to?
I just want access to a card, so it's like I'm not paying out of pocket and then having to try to meet up
Come back and
to
get
do
a
a
check.
check, or something like that.
I don't
He's
have
gonna
so
be
much,
down there.
I don't have so much of a problem with access, I don't know about,
I think-
multiple cards.
I think there's,
Yeah, there's 3.
Shit,
like, yeah, they all.
What I can do at
Or
least,
just a plebs over here.
well, and it'd be the same thing in the end.
Or just borrow yours whenever
Well,
you're
that's,
out of
well,
town.
that's, what I can say is,
Because if you're in town, it doesn't matter, but.
I can start leaving mine at the store, while none of us are right now, in 2 weeks we'll be here on Mondays.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm not here on Mondays, but I can leave it here
Uh-huh.
in the office, that way if you need it, because it'd be the
Yeah,
same thing.
if somebody's gonna be here, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes where it's like, if it starts raining or something and I'm off for the day,
Yeah.
a lot of times, like just the other day, I went up there and was up there messing around at the court, and I had something I could have filed, but I didn't file it yet,
Yeah,
and just that kind of stuff.
I can leave it at the store, so then you just have to message me, and then I can tell you,
How to
tell my
get it.
wife, tell my wife's there, stop by and get it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, because having another one out there, I think, would be just a pain.
yeah. Yeah, no, it'd just be, I wouldn't say necessarily make another one,
By
but
that,
either like
did
if
you-
you're gonna be.
Did you cash your checks?
Yeah, I cashed all the checks.
Okay, thank you.
Just, and I don't mean to prolong nothing, but what about a virtual credit card?
We first, just,
Well, I need it, I need it for the courthouse, because I go to the courthouse.
And I don't know if you use like.
Tap pay? I don't think they
so,
do.
no,
They're
like
still-
you can do a check or a card.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
but that's the thing is like, if I don't have it on me, it just makes an extra
I got
step
you.
a lot
Yeah.
of times, because I'll have to pay cash if I'm gonna do it and save an hour of time, I guess. But, let's see.
still have to
I think
give
he
him
doesn't wanna
access,
do it.
don't we?
Yes, in the minutes you would technically need to, yes, actually. So yeah, we need to do a motion.
To do what?
Grant you access.
Motion to get the
Motion,
secretary
yeah.
access to the card, as needed, with approval of the treasurer.
I'll second the motion here.
All right, so, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Yeah, that way we have the minutes properly. Okay.
Yeah, make sure that's in the minutes, because,
I got it.
Is that,
I think
hey,
the other way.
and I don't know how this goes, sorry,
You
but
have a meeting and be in the minutes.
is
there,
this
or just-
permanent or should this
I didn't
be
see my
temporary?
rules, honestly.
Well,
I don't mean
it could always be changed, but I did say, like, in the motion, when I
Our
motioned
bylaws
it, I
may
motioned
say it
to
had
get
to
the
be
secretary
Had
card
to be changed, but I
that
don't
can be
remember
used
on
with
that.
approval of the treasurer. So it's not to be used without
Yeah,
approval
he's
of
not
the
supposed to
treasurer.
just go and go, hey, by the way, I got this. It's like, no, 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 hey, I sent a message.
Yep.
I'm not the kind of person, I don't wanna be bad thing on spending money.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking down the road.
But, yeah, no, you're right, for sure.
Is that all you got, good on architect?
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
Then, old business, we had the ideas for the sign at the entrance.
There. Oh, that's, no, at the front, that's just having it like repainted or.
Yeah.
I'd like to, I think it would look nice to have it done kind of similar like what they got like at Strayhorn or Lakewood or something like that, where it's just like real simplified, like the name of the property, maybe have the website down at the bottom since that's how we do the contact and like, but just like not a bunch of, like rules or something, you know?
It's just like a banner for that joker.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it however we wanna do it.
Boy,
but
do
just
I have
something-
an idea.
Just some, I mean, like if you see,
Oh,
like, you
yeah.
know those ones that look like those camping signs, you know, that you see, or like the natural park, or like the parks, national parks and stuff, ones that look like that, like the Lakewood one, you know, or something. I just feel like that would look a lot better than like what we got, and it's kinda outdated.
It's gonna fit in perfectly.
What's that?
Take one of these old fucking abandoned boats or fucking RVs and we stand that sumbitch up outside the neighborhood, Tin Killer Harbor.
Yeah.
Put plywood over
We'll just
some
have
flat
a
ground.
eternal burning dumpster fire.
There you go, there you go.
But no, but, I don't know, that's
Sorry.
what that's kinda what I envisioned for something, but
Something, some nice sign or something.
we could, I could put up some stuff in Photoshop or something and bring it to the next meeting, like with PO, cause that'll be a POA meeting and see what people, like have some people choose and say, hey, you guys want this to look at every day or,
Yeah.
you know, or that. But we definitely need to do something, cause we got the wrong address, wrong web address, and the wrong phone number on there too.
Yeah.
I would at least at some point, if somebody can run up and just even just spray
Fix
paint,
that temporarily,
just cover that up if they
Yeah.
can.
Okay, so,
Ain't no good no more.
all right, so new business, you got
Thing on new
more stuff on
business.
the attorney on new business, or pretty much cover that?
I have one thing William has to do, sorry. But
Yeah, that's.
I don't think there's anything really,
that's authority.
relevant for now, or anything. But, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's.
I'm just curious. I didn't know, I skimmed over it.
It's on,
Who's up for votes?
me and you.
Sure.
Oh, is yours, cause yours is a 1 year thing or something? Oh, okay.
Finishing the term.
Yeah,
We had to
that's right, yeah,
We
yeah.
had to reset because we were off.
We were missing
It should be 3 1 year, 2 the next year, 3 1 year, 2, and we got off that because so many people resigned and somebody else was stepping in. So the elections got offset, so now we've got them set now where
It had
Two.
two cards.
This year
This time
it's
they
two.
were only using check.
Yeah.
2 positions, and next year it'll be 3 positions.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Too old.
I didn't think about that yet.
New business,
If you go
we have-
coinage.
Or there's nothing else for old business, huh?
I think we're good. So, new business, June POA meeting. We need to start talking about nominations for 2 board positions.
Well, remember too, in the bylaws, it simply says you have to do the election committee.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't know, I mean, we kind of,
We couldn't get it last year. They asked
yeah, we
people.
kind of argued about, because, I mean, from my experience, a nominating committee is basically, you take the nominations, and then that nominating committee would go to those people and say, you know, here you've been nominated for a board position, do you accept, sign here?
In more traditional past, that's how I think you're correct. How this one words it is it's supposed to have both. There's supposed to be a committee put together that they handle all the basic pre-term, and they're supposed to go out and ask people if they want to run, and or not, they're just supposed to decide together to nominate people. And then in the June meeting,
People
even
can
if they're,
nominate.
even if they're not nominated, people can nominate
yeah,
people.
that's-
So
that's
it's
exactly
both. It's why they did it twice, but we have to at least attempt to do that committee so we're in compliance.
And we have to do that now then, because we need it for the June meeting, so.
Yeah, so
We'll make a post on that,
yeah, we gotta find people.
see if anybody's gonna be interested in
What-
doing. We also need
what-
the election committee.
Why don't we just, have the committee be us, so that way we're not having to find somebody to do anything, and then just say, hey.
I'll have to see, it may have to be different. I don't
is it-
remember on that.
Is it?
It would only,
We're all neighborhood people.
it would only be
I know.
it would only be a conflict if you were running for a position.
Which, and we only got two of us.
Two of them.
Maybe
Yeah, maybe so.
I missed one,
You might be
but,
right, yeah.
but we're trying to establish an election committee we're trying to establish an election committee to monitor the election of, that just seems like it's a
Well,
conflict of
well,
interest.
my
Yeah,
question
if
is,
we
do
my
it,
question
sorry.
is, so if it's an election committee and all you're doing is making a roster of people that wanna vote, there's no like, it's not like you're putting them
I'm not-
ahead in line, you know, like, just hear me out, you're not putting them ahead in line, so you could still do that and say, I wanna be on the list, because if I was the committee guy, you could still say, I wanna be on the list, and I'd still have to put you on the list, you couldn't.
But
I mean,
I mean,
I don't know.
I am absolutely
Yeah, so we're-
befuddled that I'm having to even bring this up at an HOA.
We're talking about
Pleading.
two committees though. So you need a nominating committee, and then you need an election committee. Election committee is the ones that are gonna sit down here, take the votes, count the votes.
Jack's reading
all
this
that
right now.
stuff.
Oh, okay, they're
Hey.
taking the votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
I thought you were just talking
He's
about
got this up.
nominating. and it's
Oh,
like,
One of
yeah,
the board members
nominating is
has to
just
be
not
the
a big deal.
director of the nomination.
Yeah, usually a board member has. to
Somebody
be on
that's,
everything.
somebody that's gonna have that.
Anybody can be. Yeah, I know, somebody could be getting upset about
Yeah,
it.
it says
I'm
nominated shall be appointed by the.
So
I'm
we
just
need,
trying to like,
60
so we're
days
not,
prior
we need a
to
nominating
election.
committee and then an election committee, right?
It shall serve in such
For the
capacity
and-
to
and
the
election.
close of the
And,
how many people on each one of those?
It's
Three?
like this is four, or him plus, or, yeah, him plus three.
I never read this before.
It's
Okay,
one,
so
it doesn't have to be him.
three.
Well, it's never been done.
Well, it says,
They've never
the
done it.
president.
Oh, he does say
Yeah,
president?
it says it right there.
President. Oh, well, there'll be he said the nominating committee will be, but
Appointed
one,
by him.
but the chairman has to be somebody off of the board of directors.
Okay.
So basically,
Yeah, not
the-
him necessarily.
The
You're
board
right.
president has to form the committee.
Yes.
He has to appoint one of us on the board as the chairman of that committee.
What you doing on that?
Who wants to be the sucker?
I got too much going on.
Jack, they all nominated you, buddy.
Probably will be.
Stevie Wonder over here, he's.
I think it ought to be his last two row to do something there.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah, so we gotta get that rolling.
Get people in line, Casey, perfect.
That's no problem.
I will put out a post for the election committee though, you know, for the ballot box, that stuff. Because we need volunteers for that.
Except remember we did it last year, we never could get anyone to even
Right.
help. And
Well, that's what they pushed last year to do it, and I don't remember it ever being done prior to that.
Yeah,
Did they have one?
They just did nominations at the June POA meeting.
Yeah, people just started
You know,
nominating.
I
people.
nominate.
I remember
so-and-so.
Kevin Clifton's last year, I remember him doing it in it, but they were having the meetings every month during that time. I remember him doing it in one of the meetings. And even then they struggled, but a lot of people were more active then too.
Well, and it says the president appoints.
Once the committee,
Oh,
yes.
boys.
Yeah, so you
No,
you
no,
get to make
like
a
I said,
committee.
I'll take that on, since Jack has been such a good steward of the bylaws and everything.
That's, mine is, and the bad part is I just thought about that literally this morning, as I was down there, and I'm like, I remember that's, we have to do that in May. Oh crap, that's today.
Okay. We should get Sherry probably.
Shall present an initial slate of nominees to the members. Yeah, cause I mean, God, I guess last time, but like, well, it just got all out of whack because it got, everybody put their, who wanted, like, okay, I'll run, whatever. And no one other than just, I think Paul was the only one who come up and ask.
And we are running for positions. Like, I am running for the Board of Security. I am running, not just a
No.
board seat.
No.
It's a board.
Oh, really?
That's what it-
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because
Never mind.
literally, like, right now.
No, that's okay.
No, say if all five of us retire, say somehow all, me and you re-ran, we both actually get elected in, so this is the five board again, coming
We all
in
decide what
July.
we wanna
We could actually, every one of us could switch positions, because
Okay.
every year, you, as soon as it's
Never mind.
over, you decide who gets
Right.
what position.
do. Position and duties too, right? Like in position and
Two
duties.
positions
Yeah,
elected.
outside of the
Like
basic.
architecture and
Yes, yeah,
yada
yeah,
yada,
yeah.
plus also,
The only one set is president, vice president, treasurer. Those are the only three set where they have those specific things when you pick them.
Okay, so chairman of what? Which
Like,
one?
they're just treasurer.
but yeah, but they could do like treasurer and.
Yeah, they could do
something
architect, they
else.
could be architect too.
The election or the nomination? Which one do you need a chairman for?
Just a committee.
Well, there's two committees. The
There's a
election and the
nominating-
Yeah,
nomination.
they'll decide, on the election committee, they'll decide who the chairman is.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
nomination is.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just-
this is the
you
nomination
get,
committee.
Okay, cool.
But there is an election
Three
here
is
too.
better
Yes.
on the electrical meeting.
Okay, just making sure I got this typed
And
right.
I think we formed that in June,
Four more other.
Yeah.
We formed that in June.
I believe so.
Okay.
Because that's the ones that'll, gonna volunteer in those to handle the voting,
Service.
count and all that.
Okay, yeah, I had.
What other new business we got?
Do we have any new business? Any more
Outside of
business?
that,
For the judge to oversee and count the vote. Okay.
I think this voting deal is.
Yeah, so I can just ask for volunteers for the election committee and
Okay.
appoint
Somebody.
3 people.
election committee, which is that what you got to do.
They're the ones that'll sit down here and count the votes.
Yeah, that's next month anyway,
Yeah,
but you're probably good to be getting money for that
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
And it spells out what they,
yeah.
what they,
Judge,
that,
clerk,
what they
and
will do individually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be, make sure it's
Make sure. And we just gotta make sure that we, that the voting is done properly, cause it hasn't been done right.
Right.
Anyway, do we have any more new business? Going once? Going twice?
Just a reminder, the second Monday of June, the thing, which I'll make sure I'm free,
I'm gonna make sure
so I'll
Second
have
Monday of June is what?
the,
this is sale.
the.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be able,
I'm gonna be there personally though.
yeah, I'll have to be there, so the bank to get money, and then president, vice president need to be there, so we
Okay.
could.
I've already been talking to dispatch about, running extra loads,
So,
like
I guess-
Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so I can take Tuesday.
We can always have our text or then do an email to fully confirm, but how much we're wanting to take as cash in a scenario of, whether we buy lots, it's one person bids and we go, you know what? It's better for us, even if it owes dues, it's better for us to buy that lot for $1,000 max. We might look and consider that.
Yeah, see, I haven't been to one of the county auctions. They started
They
at
usually
the,
go pretty high.
they started at the, what tax ode is.
Yeah,
Yes,
they'll start it with the
Can you
tax
go
code
lower?
is, but
They
I've
always-
seen them go from 1,000 up to $6,000 or
Yeah,
$7,000.
last-
So you
last
just never
year-
know.
The highest one in here last year went for like $5,000.
Yeah, and see, the plan is,
Last year was
if
pretty
somebody's
expensive.
bidding on those lots, we're not bidding. Let them buy it.
There may
We're gonna
be,
make it
Somebody's gonna
known.
buy it, yeah.
there
we're
may
gonna
be
make it
some we
known.
consider under a certain amount, it may be better for us.
Assessments attached to the deed, and if they choose to buy that after they know that, then
Yeah, because
they're
that's
buying the assessments too.
since we found out we can, because last year when we went, we didn't know we could seed.
Yeah.
And then we found out, oh no, we can seed up at the start every one and an ounce. This one owes this much dues in case, so you know before you bid, you owe it.
So what do they do if, okay, so they got this lot and say they owe 3,000,
Oh, need to cut you off.
make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in
Aye.
favor? Yeah, yeah, 'cause this is just discussion on some plans for.
Yeah.
I got.
Then I think-
Sorry, I got
About a little fire burning.
There you go. When they
Sorry,
sell
ladies
those
and gentlemen.
lots, do they, can you bid less than what?
No,
Has
what,
to be minimum bid is-
basically, whatever they owe, which they listed what they owe in taxes, that is the minimum bid they'll take. So if someone bids under or doesn't bid, it sits in their hands forever.
Have you gotten a flywheel for it?
So that's the one where you go, instead of telling them to bid, you're like, you gotta pay the tax, that's how they basically get the money.
I took that draw
That's
off. There's two draw stops, I took the one off the handlebar and the one off, and it's like.
what I said, there may be some of them where.
It went, it got it about 2 miles an hour.
There's, we're making stuff better for us.
There, yeah, no, there's some stuff inside,
I
but
don't
when
want
I
to be like,
take that off, it's